Good morning. This is Mark Soderberg with ADM Investor Services with your early morning grain outlook for Tuesday, October the 24th. Prices overnight mostly lower. Corn currently down about 2 to 3 cents. Wheat prices off about 4 to 5 in Minneapolis and Chicago, down about 6 to 7 right now in Kansas City. Bean complex is mixed. The beans themselves are up 2 to 3 cents after a little bit of a lower start, down another 40 to 50 points in the bean oil, with very little change currently in the meal. Large speculative traders, they were net sellers across the board, with the exception of Chicago wheat, where they bought about 1,000 contracts. Large spec traders are sellers of about 3,000 corn, 5,500 beans, 2,000 meal, and about 3,000 in the oil. In the soy complex right now, we've got the large speculative traders short about 8,000 contracts. Now, that would represent their largest short position since March of 2020. In bean oil, we've got their long position down to about 10,000 contracts. U.S. corn harvest advanced 14% last week to 59% complete. That matches the level from a year ago, but it stays ahead of the 5-year average of 54%. Bean harvest also advanced 14%. That coming in at 76% complete. We've now slipped behind the pace from a year ago, which was 78%. However, we remain above the 5-year average. Winter wheat plantings advanced to 77%, in line with a year ago and the historical average. And emergence has reached 53%, so we'd expect crop conditions to start being released next week. Also, would expect crop conditions to be considerably better than they were a year ago, considering the much improved soil moisture in the U.S. Southern Plains. We are expecting some pretty healthy rains up through the central part of the Midwest here this week. Over the next 5 to 7 days, rainfall totals in the range of 1 to 3 inches. That could generate some harvest delays for corn, particularly for some of the states that are behind their normal pace, notably Wisconsin, Indiana, and Michigan. Other states, Ohio and Pennsylvania, they're the furthest behind. However, they appear to be spared from some of the heavier rainfall totals. We finally did see some healthy rains in Argentina here over the weekend, just ahead of their soybean planting season, which typically begins in November. Much more will be needed, however, for the country that has been stricken by drought now for 2 years. So far, about 20% of the corn has been planted, and that's likely not going to change now until late November, early December, as they start to focus their plantings on soybeans. Rain is needed for west central parts of Brazil soon to avoid crop losses here. There are some scattered rains in the forecast, however, really no general soaking rains for the next week to 10 days. While too much rain continues to impact the southern parts of Brazil. Israel continues to bombard Gaza. However, no ground offensive yet, as diplomatic efforts to free hostages and move out civilians continues. To date, Ukraine Ag Ministry has estimated they have moved about 700,000 tons of ag goods via the humanitarian corridor, a route that they estimate could handle 2.5 million metric tons per month. After a brief spike up last week, corn prices seem to have fallen right back into their $4.75 range. Meal continues to gain on oil and product value as demand for U.S. meal remains record strong due to Argentina's poor crop earlier this year. We do see some key biodiesel and renewable diesel capacity data out later this week. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day.